Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're here with another game discussion. Today, discussing the return of a very beloved franchise by many a gamer, whether you be on the console side of things, the PC side of things. We've all had a very good experience, or at least, you know, a very massive quantity of great nostalgic memories from the Unreal Tournament franchise, of course. You guys are seeing some gameplay from Unreal Tournament 3, man. I'm sorry if it's not the best. I'm a little bit rusty, I guess you could say. This is just normal bots, and I wasn't doing as good as I probably should have been doing, but it's been a very long time since I've touched an Unreal Tournament game in general. Anyways, we recently heard about the future of Unreal Tournament this past Thursday, actually yesterday, from Epic Games themselves. They unveiled it on their Unreal Engine live stream, and man, do we have some really good news to talk about. I'm just genuinely excited with what Unreal and what Epic is going to be doing with Unreal. It's going to be freaking awesome. So enough of my blabbering. I should probably explain what I'm going on about. They basically came out and said, okay guys, today we're starting the development of a new Unreal Tournament. Here's what it's about. It's going to be free. Not free to play. I didn't say microtransactions. I didn't say this was a free to play title that you're going to play in your browser. No, this is a completely free and crowdsourced Unreal Tournament experience. They're going to start it Thursday. They started it that day, the development on it. Their plans are to get the game into an alpha state, and as soon as it's in an alpha state, release it to the public to play. No alpha signups, no, oh, you got to do this to get into this, no paid, no founders programs. You get to play it as soon as they think it's ready in alpha. You start playing the game, and then guess what? As a modder or someone who works with Unreal Engine 4, you get to start creating content for the game. Instantly. Boom. That's the whole point of the new Unreal Tournament experience. They're going to lay the framework and the groundwork and continue to develop the core game in the way that they see fit. You know, we don't know too much about this. They basically just said, hey, you know, we want to revive the competitive FPS in Unreal Tournament this year, you know, and going next year, whenever the game actually, you know, starts to be available to us. And that's exciting in itself, you know, Epic coming back, one of the biggest names when it comes to you know, just a competitive FPS with Unreal Tournament. I mean, the return of the Twitch shooter, man. Very, very, very excited. I love talking about this game because, you know, it's not something I play anymore. It's not something a lot of people play anymore. These Twitch shooters are sort of dead. And when I talk about things like Titanfall and stuff like that, there's always that one person in the corner just like, hey, dude, go play Unreal Tournament. And it's like, I played Unreal Tournament, man. You know, what am I, like 9 years old? It's like I grew up with this stuff, you know? This is my childhood. Unreal Tournament, man. Unreal Tournament, Quake. I mean, this is what I played as a kid. It wasn't, you know, it was before Halo, before Counter-Strike even. I was playing Quake and Unreal Tournament. These classic Twitch shooters. This is my history, man. I'm so stoked to see this come back. I really genuinely am. And what they're doing with the whole, you know, this crowdsourced free version of Unreal Tournament is just genius to me. So here's what's going to happen, right? As I said, they're going to keep working on the core game. You know, they're going to release it to it as an alpha, it'll get updated, we'll continue to be able to play it, and then that entire time you're going to have modders and people who work with Unreal Engine 4 creating content for the game. They're then going to be able to release their game content, whatever they make, their mods for Unreal Tournament, on this marketplace. Now they're going to be able to choose, actually, if they want to give it away for free, or if they want to pay, if they want to charge for it. This is where it gets interesting. Now, when I first heard them start talking about this on the live stream, which I will also have linked in the description below if you guys want to go check it out for yourself and see what they had to say. A lot of returning veterans there. You guys remember Flack, community manager for Epic Games for a very, very long time. I can't even remember the amount of time I spent in the Gears of War forums when the original Gears of War first got announced, and she was always there, you know, spreading the word about the game and just in general being one epic, pun intended, community manager. So you're going to be able to actually release mods that you've created and then, you know, put a price on them. Now, when they initially, like I said, when they initially announced this, I was a little bit concerned. It was starting to be like, oh, you know, you want the community to make everything. It's hard not to get that out of your head, you know, even if that's obviously not their intentions. It's just hard not to say that. And I was like, you know, I've always had an issue with people creating these really wonderful mods. When you have these people going out of their way creating these total overhauls for these games, basically sometimes repairing what a game developer was too lazy to fix in the first place, as the case is with Bohemia and Arma as Generalist series. I mean, you have these people just doing all these fixes for the game, and, you know, it's a lot of time. You may not realize how much time I spent just doing a simple bug fix or, you know, fixing some issue in the game that has always been in there, or adding in a feature that just makes sense to exist. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, and you're never seeing compensation for that. I know most modders don't look at it that way, they don't want to make money, but it's like, man, I mean, you know, why not be able to do what you love and make an income after it if you're good enough at it? If people are willing to play what you create, why shouldn't you be able to make some sort of, you know, an income or maybe even a living off of the mods that you create, the hard work that you do, or, you know, at least get a job at one of these places. This is something we definitely see. It's really common with a lot of really, really good modders. That one, I can't remember his name. The guy who worked on Skyrim, though, he made like a 30 to 50 hour expansion for Skyrim with all of its just music, voice acting. I mean, it was so insane. He finishes the project after like 2 years, over like 1,500 hours of work. I think it was even more than that. And ends up getting a job at Bungie. That's what I'm talking about, you know? I like when I see these people who create all of this really good content, who are just trying to break their way into the industry, finally make it into the industry. And I think what they're doing with Unreal Tournament is going to allow a lot of people to have that opportunity. You know, the people who are really the next level when it comes to creating games or mods or whatever it may be, I think are going to really be able to get exposure up, and at the same time possibly make some money off of, you know, their modification of Unreal Tournament. I'm more than willing to pay for mods that people make. I mean, when I look at things like the Misery mod, the Stalker Complete, a lot of these mods for these games, man, that I play, these overhauls, that I would more than willingly pay, you know, $30, even $50 for some of these titles. There's so much there. It's not even the same game sometimes, and I think that is absolutely wonderful that you'll have these modders, Unreal Engine 4, you know, developers able to choose, you know, do I want to push out it's free? Do I want to, you know, is this going to be paid? And that is pretty much what's going to pay for the game as well, as far as I've been able to understand. Epic is going to take a small cut of whatever that is. So somebody makes a complete modification for Unreal Tournament, you know, whatever, it's a hoverboard combat mod where you put rockets and things on your hoverboard, something crazy. It does really well. They charge $30 for it. Epic takes a portion of that and then uses it to continue to pay for further development of Unreal Tournament. Now, the other great thing that they mentioned in the stream that really had me excited, I think this is just a smart move in general, was the recognition that they don't want to just make this, you know, like a finite development cycle. Okay, the game's finished, where leave it to the modders. No, they want to continue to develop the core game. And they want to take, you know, whatever they make and continue to just work with the community to develop Unreal Tournament, you know, possibly, you know, for decades. I mean, they really didn't have an end date. This is something that they want to see continue into the future. And right there is just a smart decision to me, because when you look at something like a competitive FPS, I don't really think it pays to go about and continue to release, like, you know, a sequel and then an expansion and a sequel and spend all this research and development. Not to mention, you usually have the publisher in the way when you do something like that. The publisher's constantly scratching at your back, punching you in the side of the ear, like, hey, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You know, what are we doing for the sequel? Why don't we just copy paste that and add this new mechanic? You know, you don't have any of that. You can let the game naturally evolve over time. You know, as a developer, as you see the game grow, you can make changes, you can modify it, you can possibly do complete overhauls of certain systems within the game. And not only on top, you know, and then on top of that, you'll have the community creating mods and overhauling the game as they see fit, you know, and whatever is the most popular thing at the time, that's what people are going to play. I mean, some of the best game modes and game types in any FPS these days was made by the community in the past. When you look at Halo 4's Flood mode, which originally was just called Infection, or Zombies actually, way back in the days of Halo 2. I remember playing that LAN. I didn't even have Xbox Live. It was something that people heard about in the forums. People were doing it as a custom game type, and it ended up becoming a legitimate game type in Halo 3, and then Reach also had a variant of it, and then Halo 4 went fleshed out into its own game mode, Flood. And the same thing goes with a lot of the stuff you see in Unreal Tournament. I mean, these were completely modded, user-created game types that have now become an integral part of the experience. And that's going to be the same way with the mods. You know, people are going to make these really wonderful mods, and the community is going to play them. They're going to play what they like, and you're going to get that mod, you know, that has everyone playing it for like weeks on end. It's going to be wonderful. I'm really excited to see where this goes. I can't really see any negatives about this. I think this can truly become like the ultimate symbiotic relationship between a developer and a community, just creating, you know, the core game, pushing that forward, working on that as the community's over there saying, what can we do to enhance that, or maybe what can we do to change that altogether? Very, very exciting times for Unreal Tournament. My childhood is returning. I know that your childhood and maybe just your teens, or, you know, just a massive piece of nostalgia in the world of competitive FPS is returning for a lot of you people out there. So I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. Go check out that live stream. I'll have it linked in the description below. I'm personally very, very excited to see where this goes. I'd like to hear all your thoughts and opinions on it. And also, let me know what your favorite Unreal Tournament game was of the past in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.